Welcome to our channel Coin Star, where we uncover the hidden treasures that might just be sitting in your pocket change. Today, we dive deep into the fascinating story of the 1965 Roosevelt one-dime coin from the United States of America, a coin with a face value of just 10 cents. Yet one specific error coin of this kind has been valued at an astonishing $438,000 on the collector's market, and in this video, we'll explore in exhaustive detail how a simple everyday coin transformed into an incredibly rare and sought-after collectible due to its minting errors, historical significance, and numismatic rarity. So whether you're a passionate coin collector, a beginner hoping to strike it rich, or someone intrigued by the mystery and worth of American coins, stay with us until the end, because this story is a roller coaster of value, history, mistakes, and fortune that could change the way you look at coins forever. And you never know, you might have a small fortune in your coin jar right now just waiting to be discovered. So let's get started by understanding the historical context of this seemingly ordinary yet truly exceptional dime minted in the pivotal year of 1965, a year of major transition for American coinage. As the United States Mint was in the process of shifting away from using silver in its circulating coins due to rising silver prices and the economic impact of hoarding behaviors which had caused widespread coin shortages throughout the country, and up until 1964, dimes were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, making them not only legal tender but also valuable for their metal content. However, beginning in 1965, the U.S. Mint made a significant change by eliminating silver from dimes and instead producing them with a clad composition. An outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This change marked the birth of the modern clad dime we know today, and yet, during this transitional period, confusion and technical hiccups at the Mint led to a series of unexpected anomalies, and it is precisely within these anomalies that our story takes a dramatic and profitable turn, because while the vast majority of 1965 dimes are indeed clad with no silver content, a few incredibly rare examples were mistakenly struck on the 90% silver planchets left over from the 1964 production run. These silver planchets were supposed to be completely phased out, but somehow, due to human oversight or mechanical error, a very limited number found their way into the 1965 production line, and when these silver-based 1965 dimes made it into circulation, they became among the most coveted errors in modern numismatics, as collectors and experts scrambled to locate these accidental survivors. And what makes these error coins even more compelling is that they offer a physical connection to a unique moment in monetary history, a crossover between two eras of American coinage, and identifying one of these silver 1965 dimes requires careful examination, typically involving a weight test, where silver dimes weigh about 2.5 grams as opposed to the 2.27 grams of clad dimes, and in some cases, edge inspection reveals the absence of the distinctive orange-brown copper core visible on clad coins. And now imagine finding such a coin mixed in with everyday change or tucked away in a forgotten drawer. A coin that appears completely ordinary to the untrained eye, yet is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and this is not a hypothetical situation, as actual documented sales of such error coins have commanded staggering prices, with one particular 1965 Roosevelt silver dime selling for an eye-watering $438,000 at auction due to its pristine condition, dramatic historical context, and minting anomaly. And to better understand why a tiny minting mistake can result in such astronomical value, it's important to delve into the nature of mint errors and how they impact coin valuation. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity and uniqueness are king, and mint errors that occur unintentionally and are extremely scarce often become instant treasures, especially when they involve transitional errors such as a coin struck using an outdated planchet or die, or a coin that lacks essential features such as a mint mark, which was another significant issue for coins produced in the mid-1960s, because in 1965, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from all coins in an effort to discourage coin hoarding. So all dimes, regardless of where they were produced, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, were issued without a mint mark, making it more difficult to trace their exact origin. However, in rare circumstances, dimes have surfaced bearing repunched or faint traces of mint marks, or anomalies in die usage which signal improper minting procedures, and such coins, while already rare due to their composition error, become doubly valuable due to these additional irregularities. And let's Not forget the role of condition, as the quality and grade of a coin greatly influence its market value, and coins that exhibit sharp details, no signs of wear, strong luster, and minimal handling, known as mint state or proof condition, fetch significantly higher prices than those that have been heavily circulated, and it was one such coin. A 1965 Roosevelt dime struck on a silver planchet and preserved in nearly flawless condition, that reached the $438,000 mark at auction, setting a record and making headlines across the numismatic world, and this sale sent shockwaves through both casual collectors and professional dealers, igniting a renewed frenzy for 1965 dimes and prompting thousands of people to begin checking their coin jars, wallets, and bank rolls in search of the elusive silver version. And beyond transitional errors, other known varieties of 1965 dimes include broadstrikes, where the coin was struck without a properly seated collar resulting in a misshapen or expanded rim. Off-center strikes, which occur when the coin blank is misaligned during the minting process, resulting in part of the design being cut off, and double dies, where elements of the coin's design appear to be doubled due to a misalignment between the die and the planchet, and although these types of errors are not as valuable as the silver planchet error, they can still command respectable premiums depending on their severity and rarity. And the key takeaway for collectors and enthusiasts is to understand that small differences matter, and recognizing the subtleties of metal composition, die alignment, strike strength, and edge coloration can mean the difference between a dime worth 10 cents and a dime worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the 1965 Roosevelt dime stands as a perfect example of how a simple oversight in the minting process, combined with the timing of a major metallurgical transition, can produce a numismatic gem. And while millions of 1965 dimes were produced and continue to circulate to this day, only a tiny fraction contain these lucrative errors, making them akin to winning lottery tickets for those lucky enough to find them, and the market for rare coins continues to thrive, with collectors willing to pay top dollar for pieces that are authenticated by third-party grading services like PCGS and NGC, which provide expert certification and encapsulation to protect the coin and validate its authenticity, and such certifications are essential for establishing the provenance and true value of error coins, particularly those that have the potential to command six-figure sums at auction. And the story of the 1965 Roosevelt dime is not just about the coin itself, but about what it represents, a convergence of history, human error, and economic transition. And it serves as a reminder that even in a world of advanced machines and stringent quality control, mistakes still happen, and sometimes, those mistakes become opportunities for discovery and wealth. So the next time you come across a dime from 1965, take a closer look, examine its weight, study the edge for copper streaks or lack thereof, and consider having it appraised by a professional, because you could be holding a numismatic treasure, a coin that carries within it the story of America's evolving monetary system, the pressure of a silver shortage, and the unintended creation of a rarity so valuable that it defies its humble face value by hundreds of thousands of times. And while most people spend their dimes without a second thought, you now have the knowledge and awareness to potentially identify a true gem, and if you do, you'll join the elite group of individuals who turned a 10-cent piece into a six-figure payday. So keep your eyes open, keep learning about the fascinating world of coin collecting, and remember that fortune often favors those who are curious, attentive, and persistent, because in the end, it's not just about luck, it's about knowing what to look for and being prepared to recognize value when you see it. And with that, we thank you for watching. We hope this video has sparked your curiosity and given you insight into one of the most intriguing coins in US history, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth stories about rare coins, their hidden values, and the amazing history they carry with them. Today's exciting journey into the fascinating world of coin collecting, where a simple-looking coin can sometimes hold astonishing value, far beyond what its face suggests, and in this video, we are diving deep into the captivating story of the 1999 P. Roosevelt dime from the United States of America, a coin that, although only worth 10 cents in circulation, has stunned collectors and experts alike by fetching an incredible market value of $568,000 due to its remarkable minting errors, rare anomalies, and highly coveted historical factors that have driven its worth through the roof, making it a true treasure in the pockets of unsuspecting individuals, and what you're about to discover could potentially change the way you look at your everyday pocket change forever. So whether you're a seasoned coin collector, a curious enthusiast, or just someone who stumbled upon an unusual dime and wants to know more about its origin, its hidden value, and its mind-blowing potential, stay with us as we unfold every significant detail, from its background and the legacy of the Roosevelt dime series to the exact minting mistakes that catapulted the 1999 Roosevelt dime into numismatic fame, beginning with a brief historical background to set the scene. Back in 1946, shortly after President Franklin D. Roosevelt's death, the United States Mint introduced the Roosevelt dime in honor of his immense contributions to the country and his passionate efforts in the fight against polio. Especially through the March of Dimes, a charitable cause named to reflect his influence, and since its debut, the Roosevelt dime has remained a staple in American coinage, carrying the proud values of liberty, freedom, and perseverance on its face, with the iconic profile of Roosevelt designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, and this classic design persisted largely unchanged for decades, with millions upon millions of dimes minted every year, often making it seem like just another ordinary coin. But as experienced collectors know, certain years and certain mint marks tell an entirely different story, and the 1999 Roosevelt dime is one such tale of unexpected fortune, minted at the Philadelphia Mint and marked with the P mint mark, a detail that would usually pass unnoticed but in this case holds significant weight due to peculiar and rare minting anomalies that occurred during production, which have only recently been fully recognized and appreciated in the numismatic community. And here's where it gets truly intriguing. Certain examples of the 1999 dime contain critical errors that drastically distinguish them from the millions of normal dimes that were also struck in that year, including major strike-through errors, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, double dies, planchet issues, and one of the most valuable and elusive of all, missing or misplaced mint marks, all of which make them standout rarities and drive demand sky-high among elite collectors who are always on the lookout for anomalies that occur in extremely limited quantities. And in the case of the 1999 dime, reports from grading agencies and auction houses have revealed examples with such errors reaching values in excess of $500,000, especially those in mint state condition with clearly defined errors and well-preserved surfaces, which are the hallmarks of a truly premium rare coin. And when you consider that these coins entered circulation just like any other 10-cent piece, it becomes all the more astonishing to think that someone might unknowingly possess a coin worth more than a luxury sports car or even a small house. And it raises a key question: how can you tell if your 1999 Roosevelt dime is one of these extraordinary examples, and what signs should you be looking for to determine its true value? And to answer that, we must delve into the nature of coin errors and how they come to exist, because not all minting errors are created equal, and understanding what makes one coin worth hundreds of thousands while others are simply curiosities is vital. And this is where details matter immensely, such as the doubling of letters or numbers on the coin's obverse or reverse caused by misalignment during the striking process, or a completely missing mint mark, which should normally appear to the left of the torch on the reverse but may be absent due to grease-filled dies or other production issues. And in some instances, coins have even been struck on the wrong planchet altogether, which results in unusual weight, incorrect dimensions, or strange coloration. And these are precisely the characteristics that expert coin graders from organizations such as PCGS or NGC look for when evaluating and certifying coins of rare value. And such certification not only confirms the authenticity and rarity of the piece but dramatically boosts its market desirability and resale potential. And some documented examples of 1999 Roosevelt dimes with high-grade error designations have been auctioned at world-renowned houses such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, fetching eye-watering prices that reflect their uniqueness and historical importance. And while there are relatively few of these error coins known to exist, the possibility that more may be out there is what keeps the numismatic world buzzing with excitement, especially considering that many people still haven't examined the dimes they've collected over the years or received in change from routine transactions. And it's entirely possible that some are sitting in piggy banks, drawers, or even vending machines, completely unrecognized for the treasures they are. Which brings us to an important point: always inspect your coins carefully, especially if you notice anything slightly off about them, such as misaligned edges, uneven thickness, doubling of images, faded inscriptions, or unusual textures, because any of these could be clues to a mint error that transforms your dime into a 5 or 6-figure asset. And once you've found a coin that looks like it might be special, the next step is to have it examined by a professional grading service, which can provide not just authentication but also a numerical grade based on its condition, from heavily circulated to mint state or proof, and as with most collectibles, condition plays a pivotal role in final value, with coins graded MS-65 or higher often commanding vastly greater sums than those with wear and tear. And beyond condition and errors, another critical factor is rarity, how many of a particular error were produced and how many have been discovered, and in the case of the 1999 P. Roosevelt dime, the number of high-value error coins confirmed to date is very low, which is part of why their value has skyrocketed and continues to climb as more collectors become aware of their existence and seek to add them to elite collections, driving fierce competition and bidding wars at auction. And beyond auctions, these coins are also traded privately among top-tier collectors who are willing to pay premium prices for verified examples, sometimes even more than their last auction results, as long as the coin meets the strict criteria for error type, rarity, and pristine condition, and this creates a dynamic and lucrative market for anyone lucky enough to stumble upon such a piece. So as you can see, the 1999 P. Roosevelt dime is far from ordinary and represents one of the most exciting opportunities in modern coin collecting, a reminder that valuable things can often be found in the most unexpected places, and all it takes is a keen eye, a bit of knowledge, and the curiosity to take a second look at what many would simply overlook. And now that you're equipped with the story, the signs, and the facts, maybe it's time to check your change jar or that old coin collection tucked away in storage, because your next big discovery could be hiding in plain sight, waiting to turn a humble 10 cents into a life-changing treasure worth $568,000 or more. And who knows, it might just be the 1999 P. Roosevelt dime that you never expected to hold such monumental value. So thank you for joining us in uncovering this numismatic marvel, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the world of rare coins, valuable errors, and fascinating currency history that might just change the way you see money forever. Where history meets hidden treasure. In today's video, we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins, and our spotlight is on the 2008 P. Roosevelt dime, a small yet fascinating piece of American currency that, despite its mere face value of 10 cents, has stunned collectors by reaching an astounding market worth of $12,000 due to a combination of mint errors, historical context, and the ongoing fascination with rare United States coinage. Let's journey together through the captivating details of what makes this dime so extraordinary and why it's becoming a top highlight in the numismatic community. First minted in 2008 by the Philadelphia Mint, this particular Roosevelt dime may seem ordinary at first glance, featuring the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse with inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year, 2008, along with the all-important P. Mint mark that signifies it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. But beneath its standard appearance lies a realm of hidden possibilities and minting anomalies that dramatically elevate its value. When we explore the reasons why a seemingly regular coin can jump from being pocket change to a collectible worth thousands, we must first understand the intricate process of coin minting, where hundreds of millions of coins are produced annually, and within that process, rare mistakes occur due to mechanical mishaps, human oversight, or transitional errors between coin dies and planchets. And it is precisely such errors that collectors seek out, cherish, and often pay astronomical sums to own. In the case of the 2008 P. Roosevelt dime, several notable errors have surfaced among limited circulated and uncirculated pieces, including double die obverse errors where key elements such as the word "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" appear to be duplicated due to misalignment during the striking process, which makes the coin instantly identifiable and desirable. Additionally, certain dimes from this year exhibit off-center strikes where the design is visibly shifted from the center of the coin, due to misplacement of the planchet at the time of striking, resulting in partial details being absent or severely misaligned, and collectors value these pieces for their uniqueness and rarity, especially when the off-center strike is dramatic yet retains a complete date and mint mark, allowing verification and authenticity to be established. Furthermore, some 2008 P. Roosevelt dimes show signs of die cracks, where visible raised lines can be seen running across the coin's surface due to fractures in the die itself, and while minor die cracks may not bring much additional value, prominent cracks, especially those that run across Roosevelt's face or connect multiple parts of the design, can significantly enhance a coin's collectability and desirability. Another fascinating anomaly associated with this dime is the occurrence of missing clad layers, where the nickel-clad coating that gives modern dimes their silvery appearance is either partially or fully absent on one side, exposing the underlying copper core and giving the coin a distinctive reddish hue on one or both faces, a visual oddity that stands out starkly and attracts both novice and seasoned collectors alike due to its unmistakable error and rarity. In addition, some coins have been discovered with incorrect planchets entirely, meaning they were accidentally struck on blanks intended for other denominations such as pennies or foreign coins, and these mismatched planchet errors are exceedingly rare but hold immense value when authenticated by reputable grading services such as PCGS or NGC. A particularly valuable and mystifying error that some experts and collectors point to is the misplacement or absence of the P mint mark, which can occur when the die used lacks the mint mark engraving or when grease or debris obscures the mark during striking. And although the U.S. Mint has largely modernized and quality-controlled the minting process, such oversights occasionally escape detection, making them treasures when found in circulation. This, combined with the relatively high mintage of 2008 dimes, over 1.2 billion coins, makes finding a rare error like this feel akin to discovering a diamond in the rough, and it is precisely the thrill of uncovering something rare amidst the ordinary that drives coin hunters and metal detectorists to continue searching tirelessly. It's also important to understand the role of grading and condition when it comes to the value of these dimes, as coins that feature rare errors and are preserved in excellent or mint state condition with high grades such as MS65 or above can fetch even more on the collector's market, especially when encapsulated and authenticated by major grading companies, which provide legitimacy and reassurance to potential buyers and help establish the coin's true market value. Auction records and private sales have shown that some 2008 P. Roosevelt dimes featuring dramatic off-center strikes or double die errors in high mint state condition have sold for thousands, and one specimen even reached the $12,000 mark due to its pristine preservation, vivid error display, and overall rarity, making it not just a coin but a historic artifact worth cherishing and preserving. For collectors, what elevates the appeal of such coins is not merely their monetary value, but the historical narrative they carry, from the legacy of President Roosevelt, who inspired the creation of the dime to commemorate his fight against polio and his advocacy for public welfare, to the evolution of the U.S. Mint's processes, to the unpredictable and human nature of errors that remind us perfection is not always guaranteed even in mechanized systems. When you hold such a coin in your hand, you're not just holding metal, you're holding a moment in minting history, a rare mistake that turned into a masterpiece. Moreover, as the coin collecting community continues to grow thanks to online forums, YouTube channels, and marketplaces such as eBay, Etsy, and heritage auctions, awareness of these valuable error coins has surged, making it even more likely for sharp-eyed individuals to find such treasures in circulation or coin rolls. And the demand for unique and error-laden Roosevelt dimes has led many to search their loose change or undertake coin roll hunting in hopes of striking gold, or in this case, a $12,000 dime. Therefore, if you have a 2008 P. Roosevelt dime in your possession, it's worth giving it a closer inspection under magnification to check for doubling, die cracks, off-center alignment, missing clad layers, or anomalies in the mint mark, and if you find any of these, consider submitting the coin to a grading company for certification, as it could be the start of a very profitable journey in numismatics. As we delve into this deeper layer of collecting, it becomes clear that modern coins, often overlooked for their high mintages and contemporary status, still harbor mysteries and value potential equal to, and sometimes greater than, older and rarer coins, thanks to the unique role of errors and variations in the minting process that introduce chance and rarity into a highly standardized system. This is what makes coin collecting such a dynamic and rewarding hobby, where knowledge, patience, and a keen eye can transform a simple dime into a life-changing discovery. So if you're new to coin collecting or even if you've been in the game for years, don't underestimate the power of a pocket change discovery, because within the copper and nickel of a 2008 P. Roosevelt dime may lie a story of error, history, and astonishing value just waiting to be uncovered, and your next great find might be closer than you think. Keep watching our videos to learn more about rare coins, valuable errors, and tips on how to identify and preserve your collection, because as we've seen today, even a small coin can carry a big story and an even bigger price tag when error and rarity collide in the world of numismatics.